Hi, my name is Chris, and you guys are tuned in to tchris.com. I am excited right now because I finally have gotten something off of my chest that I had been confused about for quite some time. Um, ever since ever since I can remember, I knew something was different about me, but I could not put my finger on it. I couldn't figure out what was different about me. I knew that my attractions were different from other people that were in my life, and it was a little scary, to say the least. But I recently, well, not recently, but I've kind of known all along that I had an attraction toward the same sex. And recently, I have found enough courage to come out to my parents. I came out to my mother on Sunday. I set her down and I basically told her that I'm gay. She took it better than I thought she did, which I really, really am appreciative of that. I really do appreciate that. It was scary. It was scary. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, it was easy. It was scary. I don't know if it's all the tension that just built up inside of me, wondering what could happen. But I just got up enough courage one day, and I just told her, I was being honest with her, and I told her I'm the same son that she's always had, except, this is something that's always been, but it's something that you're just now finding out. But she was supportive, so I really appreciate that. And today, my mom told me, I told her I would never ever tell my dad. And she said, well, your dad needs to know eventually. So I said, okay. But she said, right now he's not in a good state of mind to tell him. So I was like, okay. But today I called him and he sounded sober and he sounded okay. So I broke the news to him and he actually took it a whole lot better than I had expected. He said, okay, that's your life. You can live your life how you want to. He said, I just want to let you know that I still love you. Nothing's changed in our relationship, which I really appreciate the understanding of that because it's something people say it's a choice. I don't see where it's a choice. I don't want to be ridiculed. I don't want to be looked down upon. I want. When I was growing up, I had always pictured myself with a wife and children and everything, but then hormones kicked in or whatever, puberty happens or whatever, and then that dream just vanished. And my parents, brought me up and said, well, whenever you get married, blah, 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 and have kids, I want grandchildren, and it breaks my heart that I can't give them that. I mean, yes, there's adoption, but a lot of states right now don't allow gay couples to adopt a child. So that's a bummer. But still concerned. I'm still worried. I've told the people that are close to me. I've let them know. I've told my cousins today. That was probably that seemed harder than telling my parents. To be honest with you, telling my cousins that I've grown up with and like every week we would see each other at least like 2 or 3 times a week. It was ridiculous, but we've grown apart, unfortunately, over the past few years. And I think that's because I was trying to avoid being sociable and avoid being out there because I was afraid somebody would find out, or I was afraid. I don't know what I was afraid of, to be honest with you, but they were totally accepting of it. I mean, they are happy for me, and they're accepting of it. And now my grandmother, my aunts and uncles, they don't know yet. And some other cousins of mine don't know yet. And if they were to find out, that scares me a little bit. But I have no control over my feelings. I mean, I can suppress those feelings, but I mean, the feelings are still there. So I'm still trying to work some things out, and if you're wondering what my previous videos were mentioning about depression and things like that, that's what I've been depressed about. And I'll be honest with you, that's what I'm here for. I went to a psychiatrist. I've been going to a psychiatrist for a year now. The first thing he asked me when I went into his office, he said, are you gay? And I hadn't come to terms with that myself then. I didn't want to say it, so I said no. And he had written me some antidepressant medicine and anti-anxiety medicine because I suffer from panic attacks. And I didn't take the antidepressant medicine because I was like, well, I'm not depressed, so why take it? But recently I went back and I had to sign some more paperwork, and paperwork stated if you don't get all of the medication that we prescribe you filled, then we'll cut you off altogether. And I need my anti-anxiety medication. So I started taking my antidepressant medication, and when I started taking the antidepressant medication, that's when I saw a whole new light. I mean, everything changed in my life. I mean, it's like I care, but I don't. You know, I mean, I'm happy. I'm finally happy. Growing up, I used to be scared of dogs, scared of fireworks, scared of loud things, and now I'm content with my life. Now I just have to find me someone that can accept me for who I am, and I'm hoping that whoever's watching this, I hope that you have no grudge against me. I mean, I'm still Chris. I'm still the same me. You just found out a fact that you didn't know before, or maybe you had assumed, but it's true. I still love you all, and I I want to thank you for being supportive. And if you're not, I can understand somewhat. But I'm hoping that you'll be able to support me. You don't have to agree with my actions. I just want to be loved for who I am. Thanks. I'm not going to stop this.